Welcome to day 153 of our Let's Grow annual challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And today we're going to jump from the mental area and aspect of our life to the relationship area and aspect of our life. We're going to talk about relationship growth this entire month. We're going to start out like I think I've been doing for a while now because it feels like the right thing to do. The first thing we need to do is decide what is the ideal or perfect relationship for us. What does that even look like? Have you ever sat down and said, what would my ideal work relationship, parent relationship with my siblings, relationship with my coworkers, social relationships we have with people on social media, in organizations that we are a part of, in our way of celebrating and diving into different things that we want to learn, like our spirituality, religion, etc. So today, we're just going to share in the comments below, in a sentence or two, what does your perfect or ideal relationship look like? And you can pick any relationship you want, or you can find things that apply to all relationships. For example, we'll talk about all of these in detail this month, but things like mutual respect and trust. Guess what? I've been in relationships where the other person did not respect me. I think they trusted me inherently, but they didn't respect me. And if you don't have respect in a relationship and mutual trust and respect, the relationship doesn't last very long. It can last a long time, like decades, but it'll still fall apart in the end because you don't treat one another the way you want to be treated. Effective communication is a critical element to our relationships, and we'll dive into that pretty deeply. And we'll spend a whole month talking about and diving deep into communication because it's that important. It's a core skill that we need to all have and continually improve throughout our entire lives so that we can have better relationships. Empathy and understanding. How empathetic are you? How understanding are you? We'll talk about that. Support and encouragement in relationships is really important, depending on the relationship. Some relationships, we look for more support and encouragement. If we don't support and encourage our children, they're not going to grow up to be very functional adults. Same with the people that work with us and work for us in our organizations. And then we'll also talk about boundaries and balance. One of the biggest challenges in relationships, besides communication, besides mutual respect and trust, besides empathy and understanding, is boundaries and balance. Now, I am one of those people that thinks balance is BS. I think that a lot of people go out and spout out, oh, we have to have balance in all the areas and aspects of our life. It's like having a balanced budget would be awesome, wouldn't it, America? And us individually, but it seldom happens because there's no such thing as balance. Balance is an instantaneous thing, kind of like an experience or a feeling. It's fleeting. It's balanced for a little bit, but then it's immediately unbalanced because our world is chaotic and ever changing, and we have to be not chaotic, but we have to be ever changing and flexible and open to flow with the changes of our environment and in our lives and in our world. And this shows up in our relationships in a very, very big way. So there's different types of relationships, right? There's romantic relationships, there's family relationships, there's friendships. And again, there's different levels of friendship. There's professional relationships. If you've got a job or a business, you know what I'm talking about. We don't treat people in our business and our job the same way we treat our significant other or our children. Some of us do. I mean, I always treat my business associates kind of like family because otherwise I don't want to be in business with them. That's just me. Each and every one of us are different. And then we've got community and social relationships, right? There's activities and there's organizations that we belong to as part of a community. In one community is all different relationships, right? So our action item today, super simple. Since it's Saturday, we're going to keep it simple. Just think about not what is right now in your relationships, but if you had a magic wand or a paintbrush. I do have a magic wand somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I do have a magic wand and a paintbrush and a unicorn horn. If you could have any one of those magic things and instantly create the ideal perfect relationship for you, what would that look like? What would some of the elements of that be? That's what we want to come up with today. Our definition of the ideal relationship for us. And if you want, you can do one for each different category of people that you're in relationships with. Maybe you want to have a different relationship with your kids or your grandkids than you have with your significant other, and I would hope so, than you have with the people you work with, than they have with the people. And again, a lot of those core elements are going to be the same. We're going to talk about core values this week, of course, because we need to know what's most important to us and make sure that we are tying that into our growth and our growing process and everything else as we go through this challenge. Any questions? What do? You ask me, right? Or you ask online, or you ask on underneath this message, and we will make sure that your question gets answered. Guess what? If you have that question, I guarantee someone else is thinking the exact same thing and wondering the exact same thing. All right, have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye. Dive into relationships.